Hello guys, this is Vinod from MindMajix, and I welcome you all to this special session in which our trainer will explain everything you need to know about the AlterYX. Before beginning the session, we request you to watch the previous parts of the covered series. Check the link in the caption. In this video, let us look at the topics we will cover. We shall start with importing single file and continue with output data tool. Please check the caption to jump between the topics. If you are new to the MindMajix channel, please subscribe and press the bell icon to get quick updates about the new tech tutorials, free webinars, and career-enhancing shorts from working professionals. Like and share the video with your friends and AlterYX career aspirants. Without any further delay, let's start the video.
Hello guys, welcome back. So in this video I'm gonna explain you the directory tool. So I have explained you how to import a single file, but what if you want to import all of the files in the directory? What we can do, we can use the directory input tool. So let me explain you. Just go over here, drag this tool, go to the location where your data is stored. So my data is stored at, just give me a second. My data is stored in new volume D, the samples, the sample data over here, and I will select this. So this is the by default location where the AlterYX data is stored. You can check the location and then click OK. Now here come the second part. What type of files do you want to import from this? I want to import all the files that are XLSX extension here. So what I will do, I will run this workflow now, and we will see in couple of minutes this. See what it is giving you. The directory tool is giving you the full path, the directory, the file name, short file name, the creation time, and there are lot of columns that are being returned by this tool. So what it is showing, that we are having three files. The directory tools is giving you the location of 3 XLSX file. I hope I am clear. Now what I can do, I can include this option also, include subdirectories. What if you are having two directory inside a directory? You can include subdirectories. It will include all of the file pertaining to the subdirectory also. So let us take example of this option. What I will do, I will go over here, and now this, in spite of choosing this sample data, I go to data and click OK. Now we must got some other files also. See what you can have a look at over here. Initially we are having 3 files, but now we are having 6 files inside this parent directory. So that's all about the directory tool. So we have explained the directory tool. Now let us move to a different tool called a browse tool. Now when you run the workflow, you got an error that this workflow, this field doesn't have any incoming connection. So what we can do, we can go over here and select the incoming connection. The input to the browse tool can be any other tool. So what essentially browse tool does, you have imported the data. Now you want to have a look at what data you have imported. So what I will do, join this to this. Click on the output arrow and click on the input arrow of a tool to connect them. To interconnect them, just click and connect. Simply be connected here. And now execute the workflow. Now the output of a browse tool is nothing. It is just giving you the profiling information, the behavior information of the data. So in browse tool, we get all of the records that have been returned by any of the input tools. Here you can have a look at data profile. I'll explain you in couple of seconds. It will show you the data profiling. See our field F1. Okay, just give me a second. Let us uncheck this option. First row contains data. Let us take the proper headers first, and then we will be able to relate. Okay, we have imported the data at line 2. See guys, whenever you got the error and whenever something is not working properly, just have a look at the configuration thing and you will sort your solutions. You will find the solution. Now you can see the proper headers are coming. Initially they were not coming, now proper headers are coming. So it is showing you the profiling information of your data. Your row ID is type of double or integer over here, and it has this much of values. Let's suppose I have something repeating in my column. You can see and have a look at order ID. Your order ID C82014115812 is being repeated 5 times in your data. So it is showing what your data is behaving like, what's the repetition in your data. You can have a look at here also that order date is being repeated, ship date is being repeated. It's all about the profiling information. You can have left right view also, but these are not frequently used. You can just ignore these options. Now in new window, you can also drag from here, new window, all records. You'll wait a couple of seconds and then you will get to know what this does. The table being returned is this, and all of the profiling information we get at a single point. Say this. So that's all in this tool, the browse tool. Let us pick up another tool now. The other tool is date time now tool. What date time is it in your region? It takes this. So when you hover over this date time now tool, inputs the current date and time at the module runtime in a format of users choosing. Example. So let's suppose I will think of a scenario. I imported the data. Now I want to import the timestamp of the data also. At what time I've imported this data. So what I can do, I can select the language as English, or I want to select my data not in the R format. I want the data to be present in the format, just give me a second, mmddyy, at what time, what second my data was imported. So you just run this tool and you will get to know now, like right now I'm at 7th of August and it's 10:06 a.m. So it is giving me the current date. Guys, these tools might not be interrelated right now, but these are very important and I'll explain you how we can interrelate them. So we are done with the date time tool. Now let us move to the another tool, the map input tool. It will take a couple of seconds to load. So map input tool, what does this does? Let's see what it does. It manually draws or select map object, point, line and polygon to be stored in a workflow. Remember initially I told you that AlterYX is also being used for the spatial analysis. Now the map input tool take those spatial coordinates. Spatial coordinates may be of a point, maybe of a line, or maybe of a polygon. Polygon I mean area. So let us explore this tool. A map input configuration, draw or select. I don't want to draw, I want to select only. We can set the base map, like we want to use the most recent vintage dark map we want to use. Let's suppose we use the AlterYX dark map. It will load over here. You can see United States, Mexico, Cuba and other countries. Now here comes the reference YXDB file. So YXDB file, I will explain you what type of file extension do we have in AlterYX one by one. But for now, just remember that YXDB is a database file of AlterYX. So what we can do, YXDB file we can locate here, go to data again, one tool data, and let's suppose we took city population file. So this is the reference file that we have taken. Okay, it is not containing any spatial objects. This might be the case that happened that your file doesn't contain any spatial object. It doesn't have any spatial coordinates. So let us select a proper file then. It is not there in this folder. Samples in one tool at a time. Let us go to the spatial coordinates and we select YXDB file. Okay, we don't have any file over here. Let me check other folders. Now I find one of the spatial file that is being given by AlterYX. What we can do, we can go in data, one tool data, and select this spatial file 1 and open this. Okay, I opened this. We are having a label field called supply ID, and supply ID has some coordinates. So you can see we have taken the map input coordinates over here, and we can fetch these coordinates in our workflow anytime, anywhere. So let me move to another tool, the output data tool. Now that you have inputted the data, you want to output the data. What you can do, let's suppose I have inputted my data, this 10 rows, and I want to save it in an Excel file. What I can do, I can go over here. There is an option write to a file or database. So we will select write to a file. We will find a file where to write. Let's suppose you want to write in a XLSX format, and we go and you want to write our data in okay, I don't have any file over here, in this sample file only. Okay, it is showing that the sample.slxs is already existing. Do you want to replace it? No. Let us give any other file name, sample2. We create a file sample2, save. Specify the sheet, like which sheet on sample1 sample2 file you want to write your data. I am saying that I want to write at sheet 1. You will select OK. Now guys, you need to have a look at this configuration pane very carefully. There might be a couple of scenarios where our output data fails. So your max records per file, how many maximum records can you write in a file? I am saying that I don't want to write more than 100 records. I will enter 100. The file format, which file format do you prefer? You want to export the data as an Excel file, you want to export as a SQL file, do you want to export it as Tableau hyperdata file? So we can select any of the option. We can create right now .xlsx output option. This is very important guys. The output option, let's suppose we consider of a scenario, your Excel file is already existing, sheet 1 is also already existing. Okay, then what you can do, you can create a new sheet. This option you will check when you want to create a new sheet in the existing Excel file. Append to the existing sheet. What this option will do, let's suppose you have a file and you want to append the rows in a table. You will select this option, append to an existing file. Override sheet or range. This option will overwrite your data in a sheet. The third option is overwrite file. It will totally remove your previous file and totally import the newer one. I will show you one by one example of each. So let's suppose by default we select create new sheet and we executed this option. Now you can see that our output has been written in this sample2.slxx file. I will show you. I will go over here and we can see that sample2.slsx file has been created. It will take a couple of seconds to load. I'll show you. Please have a look at this file carefully. We have exported all of columns that were present in our worksheet in our input data. Now you can see the sheet 1 has been created in sample2 file. Okay, I will close this file. Now suppose you executed this workflow again. Now this workflow will give you the error. Why so? It is showing that sheet 1 already exists in the file dsample2.slsx. Select a new sheet or file for output. So what we will do, we will append to the existing sheet and I will run this option. Now you will see that sample2.slsx file would have 12 records in it. The 6 were written previously and 6 are written now. See, you can see here. We are having 21 records. 10 were previously written, 10 are written just now. And we will close this file again. The third option is to override sheet or range. We will see this option. It is showing that we can override a sheet or a range. Now you will see all of the 21 rows are deleted and now 10 new rows are entered. See again. I will not overstress this topic now. And you can see override file. It totally removes the file and create a new one. Now let us have a look at this option, append field map. This option is showing that whatever data is in your input must be have the same name in the output. What we can do, we can select the custom mapping option also. Here in source we are having row id as row id, but in destination we want to take it as order id. I mean that's a hypothetical scenario. You can change the header from your input to your output. You can map one column to another. We will not touch upon this and we cancel this option. Skip field names. So do you want to skip the field names? No, we don't want to skip the headers. Reserve formatting on override. Okay, this option is showing that while you override the field, override the data in your Excel file, do you want to keep the formatting? So 90% of the case we don't format the Excel file that has been once outputted using the AlterYX workflow. So we will not touch upon this option. Okay, this is very important. Take file field name from the field. So what we can do, what we check, take file and table name from the field, append suffix to the file oblique table name. So what this option will do, this option will take the unique name from the field whatever you have specified and it will create a new sheet in Excel for each of the name encountered in that column. So let's suppose we have customer name. You can have a look at this. We are having Claire Good, Darren Van Hoff, Scene O'Donnell, Rosina Hoffman. So we are having 4 to 5 different customer name and we are saying that customer name field is appended to the sheet name and we are keeping the field in output. Now I will run this and I'll show you what this will do. Let's go to the location, go to the sample 2. See what it has done. Sheet 1 is being exported as it is and now we have sheet for each and every name encountered in our customer name column. Brosina Hoffman has 5 records in it. Claire Good has 2. So this is very ideal scenario. Let's suppose, hypothetically speaking, you want to export the results of your states. Like let's suppose we are in US and you want to export the result of Florida in a separate sheet, New York in a separate sheet. You can use this option. Let us move to a different option. Like you append, you can prepend. You can prepend also. You can change file object table name. So what we can do, we can run again this option. I'll show you what it will do. Now that we have executed our workflow, we will have a look at sample 2. See, we choose the option change file object table name. It will not append anything. It will not prepend anything. What it will do, it will create the guys. This is something advanced that I would like to take up in the next couple of tutorials. So that's all about the input and output tools. I hope you guys are able to understand. Thanks a lot.